The topic of my presentation is immigration as a dynamic of social evolution. There are two main types of migration. One is voluntary migration and another is forced migration. My focus in this study is on forced migration. Forced migration is a phenomenon in a globalizing world. Currently, immigration mostly takes place as a forced migration. The direction is unclear. Any way that possible to run away from existing dangers will be chosen. For example, to mountains, rush into the sea or desert. Asylum seekers and economic migrants take the seas, wading out the dangerous journey in the boat's cramped cargo space. And in Europe, there are many asylum camps, and they protected or they isolated in this area. This is also a problem in age of internet and globalization. As we see in this map, the darker is the area, is the poorer area is same time, and infant mortality in this area also significantly high. These maps also prove our mentioned argument. There is a direct correlation between infant mortality, poverty, and migration. Also, infant mortality is a consequence of poverty, and both together push the migration up. The poverty rates in this region are significantly high, and population in these regions tends to immigrate. As we see in Africa, South Asia, and Latin America countries, the most poor countries, and also infant mortality in this country is significantly high. In the world's most important immigration routes, as we see, the case is the same as in previous map. The countries from the developing countries like Latin America, Africa, and South Asia, people tend to immigrate to EU regions and to United States. The map shows the most important routes of immigration, so it proves our previous mentioned arguments. The motive behind immigration and the social change in societies are various. The changes in the earth and the changes in the society both are based on the same progress. They are slow but steady and at the same time inevitable. The earth has developed itself to its currently form in millions of years, but this current appearance is not the final one. The Earth's population process is continuing. It means that after years and years, some component of Earth will be take another form, some landscape will be covered by water, some mountain will sink underground, and continents will move away from each other or join together and change their existing appearance. The social order of civilization changes by exactly the same methods. It is a continuous but slow evolutionary process. We could not measure this change well in time or influence them. These changes are much like the changes in the planet, beyond our control. The ideal solution here would be to instruct tangible methods of social integration and cooperation, thus we could get through this phase of evolution with minimal problems and less clash and less damage between different features of societies. The crises of societies are consequence of confrontation from the evolution process also. Therefore, this kind of troubles in society should be studied and defined in time. In this way, we can overcome all challenges in globalizing world. The question arises often in scholar as well as in politician discussion: why do people immigrate? In the universe, the elements are linked with each other in various forms and ways. However, none of these forms will remain forever in same group. because there is a continuous changing and breakdowns, breakups, and explosions taking place in each group of elements. Each fraction becomes a new event, and each event will bring its own results. The laws of physics and chemistry allow a new formation of new element. These laws also apply to case of immigration. Therefore, we should always look ahead for solution and new possibilities. This case especially can be applied for understanding of constant worldwide stream of immigration. What is happening in our planet is not only a geographical but also a social changes in the societies. The immigration of people functioned like the immigration of migratory birds. The migratory birds immigrate because of the change of seasons forced them to do so. If in their countries of origin it became spring again, they return. This also applies to human. If one were to improve the survival possibilities in their own countries, many immigrants would return to their home countries. If we compare EU population change in EU and in developing countries, we could say that the demographic characteristics and social challenges play a crucial role in economic, political, and development of single countries as well as regional unions. While developed countries suffer under meager population growth, developing countries have an economic and social dilemma because of high population growth. More population means more challenge for them. They do not dispose to enough research for this surplus population. High and low population growth spark a cycle of problems and have many social, political, and economic dimensions. Furthermore, the main components of affect the population structure are of life expectancy, death, and immigration from third countries. The consequence of these challenges affect the economic as well as political structure of societies and countries. For example, unemployment and immigration. As we see in this chart, this image indicates world population projection for 2050. According to Eurostat calculation, in 2050 there will be some significant changes in world population. While the population growth rates in developed countries such as EU 27, USA, and Japan will decrease significantly, in contrast, this rate in less developed countries will increase. Economic consequences of migration we can divide into groups: negative consequences of migration and positive results of migration. Negative consequences of migration are brain drain. Skilled and qualified population will move from origin country to developed countries. Erosion of social capital or collapse in social chains such as tradition, currents, solidarity, all this structure of social capital will disappear. Erosion of economic accumulation, of investment, savings for developing countries. Social and economic shocks, of course, have many tremendous effect on developing countries. And capital flight, most important, of course. The tendency for both human capital and financial capital to have living countries in search for higher expected rates of return elsewhere with less risk. Positive result of migration we could list as follow such regulation of world population, integration of world's economic and social order through immigrants, research transfer. As concluding remarks, we would suggest that migration is a phenomenon which begins with the emergence of human. It is an evolutionary process. No country will ever be able to stop this development. Immigration is a matter that can be subjected by any country in any time. Our suggestion is that having different social cultural structure and backgrounds brings some problem for adaptation in any society. However, it should not consider it as a reason for exclusion and discrimination. Such challenges to society should be processed, which shall be based on the mutual interest and respectable way of living and acting together. The economic and social cultural dimension of the problems can eliminate by applying respectable solution, which based on the value and criteria of civilized world. An integration model which based on such perspective will bring more participation, appreciation, and mutual long-term benefits. First of all, one should persistently ask himself, herself, why do people take such risk and why it happens since beginning of civilization. Finally, the complex transformation in global arena forced countries to act globally and cooperate with one another. In this respect, I want to finish my presentation with a poem which I wrote myself and in Turkish language. Thank you. Just a moment. Anka kuşu, sen göç edeceksin uzaklara, çok uzaklara, karlı dağların ardına, engin okyanusların öte yanına. Sen özlemler içinde yanacaksın, kalbin sızlayacak, nefessiz kalacaksın ve dönmek isteyeceksin tıpkı göçmen kuşları gibi ve ağlayacaksın içim içim tıpkı annesinden ayrı kalan küçücük bir çocuk gibi. Ama bir gün gelecek, her şeyi unutacaksın, yeni bir hayat kuracaksın, yeni arkadaşlar, yeni dostlar, yeni aşklar. Tıpkı anka kuşu gibi hayallerin ve gözyaşlarından yeniden doğacaksın. Thank you very much.